Former US President Bill Clinton once stated, quote, "Mental illness is nothing to be ashamed of, but stigma and bias shame us all," unquote. A statement that relates to one of our featured stories in today's episode of the MTN Heroes of Change. Once again, we bring you touching stories of ordinary individuals making a change in our society. In today's episode, we bring you the touching tale of how one man has opened his arms to the mentally challenged. We'll also go to Congo in the Upper East region to look at how the MTN Ghana Foundation has put smiles on the faces of the people there. We'll also follow up on last year's education category winner. This program is brought to you by the MTN Ghana Foundation. We'll be right back.
With MTN Mobile Money, you can take your bank with you everywhere you go. Dial *170# and follow the prompts. Connect your bank account to your mobile money wallet to load and transfer money between your wallet and your bank account. Take your bank with you everywhere you go with MTN Mobile Money.
What else you take away? No.
Experience the new world of better money.
Reverend Moses Asa Awinyonga won the education category of the MTN Heroes of Change last season. He won for the work he's doing in Bogatanga in the Upper East region, where he set up an institute to provide quality education for the poverty-stricken youth in the community. We went up north to see how his project has fared. It's time for the award presentations. We start with the awards in the education category.
You had a difficult childhood, deprived of opportunities. The scale of your contribution to your community is very impressive and gives you meaning to the saying that it is good to be blessed, but it is better to be a blessing. Reverend Father Dr. Moses Asa Awini, you are the winner of the season 2 MTN.
And so, Reverend Father Dr. Moses Asa Awinonja is a proud winner in the area of education.
As a child from a village like ours, everybody is poor. One cannot understand it if one has never walked barefooted 8 kilometers and 8 kilometers back, to and fro 16 kilometers every day to school barefooted, and you play football barefooted.
Education in this part of the Bongo district, it's really something which is not good enough, because most of the youth are engaged in businesses and things, just handiwork to make it. And because of that, their attention have been shifted away from education.
When I finished GHS, because I was the firstborn and much was demanded from me, I also had to find a way of getting something. You know, they sent sheep from here to Accra, so I had to, join that particular vehicle, being on top of the thing, very risky. I joined that one to Accra, knowing no one there, getting there just to whatever happens, you happen.
Based on my personal interaction with Reverend Father Moses, virtually everything he gets, he gives to charity.
As a young man, I saw a lot of need among the youth. I saw that a lot of them were looking for people, somebody who will love them as they really are. And that led me, that kept on disturbing me, bothering my mind. And, I got a donation from somebody. I looked at my village back my whole life and I said, in every room, you have about 5 children being together. There's no light, nothing. So you can't even have a table. So how do you sit to learn? So I will want to build a library. That is why we built a Trinity Library. A library alone is not enough. If you're talking about educational center, then something should come in. So what do? Then we said, okay, if that is the case, then let us not only go about helping the children in their school and those things, but then let us build an institution.
I had wanted to travel, and in the course of my preparations to travel, Father happened to come to the house, and when I met him, showed him my results, and he said, "That is excellent. Everything is catered for. So just go. Whatever you want to do, you just tell me. I'll cater for it." From there was the beginning of my happiness.
Take me like a well of God, and so I accumulate the water, and then I now direct the water to go to the place that they need them.
Right after we had the opportunity to join this whole program of MTN Heroes of Change, being a university, you really have to use a lot of electricity. We were looking at a sustainable way of really reducing the amount of money that we will spend on electricity. So our focus was on getting a solar plant. Now we have solar, which is powering the entire campus, and we don't really have to bother our heads on hooking up to the national grid.
Last year when you came, I was a student benefiting from Reverend Father's project, that is the foundation. Now I have finished and I'm a national service personnel, also serving in some of the projects that he's undertaking. That's in Regent Trophy College of Applied Sciences.
We have really had a lot of benefits out of it, right? In terms of publicity, now a lot of people know much about Regent Trophy College of Applied Sciences. On behalf of management and staff of Regent Trophy College of Applied Sciences, we wish to say a big thank you to MTN Foundation for this award that has been given.
And so, Reverend Father Dr. Moses Asa Awinonja is a proud winner in the area of education. It's always heartwarming to know that through the MTN Heroes of Change, people are being empowered to make a positive change in their communities. We still remain in the Upper East region, this time in Congo, to visit the Ayamfuya Memorial Clinic. Let's see how the foundation has put smiles on the faces of the staff and patients there.
Wherever you go in Ghana, there's an MTN Ghana Foundation project making a difference in the lives of the people. Here is one such story.
First, when she doesn't know the clinic, there's Ayamfuya clinic. She used to put car bed and travel the face around her. She doesn't attend any clinic. That yesterday that the child started vomiting and then the body was warm. And he went to work and he thought that it will get better, but it doesn't get better.
My name is Thomas Mo. The local people here call me T. So most of the time you hear them say Dr. T. I'm a nursing tutor by profession, and I worked at Ankafo Psychiatric Hospital as a nursing tutor at the nursing training college there for some time before I went to Nigeria and came back in 1990. When I arrived and people heard that I was once working in the hospital before, they started reporting at my family house for health care. At times by 5:30, when my old man gets out of the house to open the gate, he see a lot of people in front of the house. And if he asks them what they are looking for, they said they are coming for health care. Then I thought I should do something about it. And within 3 months, we moved out of the family house into some of the market stores. There were 3 market stores that I had from my mother, and I was using them as the clinic. Then we worked there for about 2 years. For 1992, the following year, 1992, we moved to where we are having this interview. There were 2 3-bedroom structures. One was roofed with grass, one was roofed with zinc, but all built with mud. But it was still much better. Then that's how the clinic started to grow. It wasn't still the best, but it was only better than what it was before, that time. And that was the year 1991. Then I went and applied to the Ministry of Health, and they granted me the license to operate. Though they knew that I didn't meet the real criteria for a clinic, but it was far better than they are just having nothing.
She went to fetch water and fell. She fell and sat down. The bucket hit the leg. That made her to come to the clinic. That she started her journey early in the morning because she can't walk. The place too is far. So she walked slowly by slowly, small. And then she will still walk like that and go back to the house.
Except the Presbyterian sisters who came to Nangodi once in a month to give immunization to children, there was no health care of any kind. Patients who had injuries and they had to be doing daily dressing had to go to Bulga on daily basis for the dressing. So this was a real relief when I started, and you can see that the numbers started increasing. It was 25th December 1994. There was an emergency case, so the nurse sent for me. I was riding a motorbike. I was in front and an articulated truck was behind me. As I curved and I was descending on the gutter to climb to the clinic, the articulated truck also got down to the gutter, hit me and threw me across to the roadside. And fortunately for me, it tried to move back to the road and the engine ceased. Then it got up and was running away. That is how it was. Then they took me to the regional hospital. I was there for 11 days. Eventually, I was transferred to Kofodua St. Joseph Hospital. And I had the two legs all amputated above the knees.
I'm Bibiana Anati, a retired principal nursing officer, and I'm the matron for the Ayamfoya Memorial Clinic.
My name is Veronica Isifu. I'm the midwife in the Ayamfoya Memorial Clinic. At first, we did deliveries, family planning, antenatal, as well as consultation in just one room.
At the beginning, it was a little bit difficult because it is a rural area. You can't get financial assistance from anybody. You get to the bank, they ask whether your clinic has papers, and there's no document to the fact. Well, not a single house in the rural area has papers. So it was difficult, you couldn't get loans, and it became a very difficult situation. I applied to MTN Foundation for assistance. And they came, they surveyed the place, they looked through the documents, and they were very satisfied. And they thought that no, a rural clinic doing very well with so many patients, because at the moment the clinic contributes about 25% of all OPD cases in the Nafdan district, and even when we were under Tansi Nafdan, it contributed 25%. So it had been the highest attending clinic in this part of the area, our communities. And so they thought that no, they should be able to help. So they told me to list areas that needed help, and I mentioned a wall around the clinic. I also mentioned that I had no administrative block. A big clinic like this, all my files, everything I have is in my consulting room. So at times, even when you get visitors, you want to do administrative work, you have to stop patients before you do those things. But if I had a block where at least the matron will be housed there, I also will house there, it will help.
We are lucky to get help from MTN, which will help us boost our outpatients coverage. Everybody wants to come and see what MTN has done for us. We have the modern building, so they are happy to come and take services from us.
This new building that has been put up by MTN has really come to help us, relieve us from congestion and so many other problems that we used to face when we wanted to do our work.
Anytime she gets treatment, she becomes well, and then anytime she is sick, she comes back again for another treatment.
Thank you,
Over the past decade, the MTN Ghana Foundation has led the way in corporate social investments in Ghana by impacting the lives of over 4 million people in the areas of education, health, and economic empowerment across the country. The MTN Ghana Foundation has spent about $13 million on over 142 various social development initiatives, brightening lives and making a difference.
Welcome back. A famous philosopher once said, quote, "Though we are all mad, some of us do a better job at hiding it than others," unquote. There are many theories to explain the causes of mental instability. Yet, most people affected tend to be shunned by society. Not so for Emmanuel Anobil, based right here in Kaneshie in Accra. He has taken it upon himself to reach out to these marginalized people, giving them hope of a better life.
I met Mr. Emmanuel Anobil at the Nima roundabout after a live report I had done for GH1 TV on the Eid al-Adha celebrations in Nima. And I got interested in what he was doing, so I accosted him that I needed to put him on air because from what he's doing, I feel that it's a good thing and a lot of people has to support him. If you look at the Ghanaian society, a lot of us view the mentally ill people as people who are invalid, useless, accursed and shameful. But this is a man who has taken it upon himself to make them dignified in society. I feel this is a man with a rare passion. I haven't seen something like this my whole life. So I felt that logistically and financially, he needs support. But I believe that the MTN Heroes of Change is a bigger platform that can provide him with the logistics and resources to be able to do this in a much effective way.
I came in contact with a repatriate who lost his sanity outside the country, and he was brought back in. And he's been wearing some round ornaments that he believes that were given to him to his loved ones. I told him, in the mighty name of the Lord Jesus Christ, I will remove them. While I was removing every bit of it, he was saying, "May God bless you." It came to a point that I shed tears. One day at dawn, in a dream, I heard the Lord Jesus Christ asking me, he's going to give me a task. Will I perform it? And I said, "Yes, Lord, I will." And he said he wants me to go onto the streets to touch the lives of the mentally challenged persons because there's no one who's caring for them. But he knows my heart and he knows I can perform that task. I decided to take it on. The first day of my outreach, it wasn't easy. I was so nervous because it was the first time I'm going to perform a task for the Lord Jesus Christ. But I did believe him in that he's with me. And once on 2 occasions, I was in a community sprucing a mentally challenged woman. And somebody walked up to me and he said in a Ghana language, in English, if I'm wise or sensible, I wouldn't spruce a mentally challenged person. I remember one day after sprucing one mentally challenged folk, I asked him, how do you feel? How do you see the illness? He said, "Oh, I bad, but not in the air." I couldn't help laughing. From 2000 up to date, I have attended to 1,758 mentally challenged persons. In the beginning, I have to sell off most of my personal effects. So I sold a lot of my personal effects just to fund myself, keep myself going. And gracefully, people started appreciating what I do for these brothers and sisters of ours. The sad story is, whenever we see a mentally challenged person walking on the street, we disregard them, we think they are animals. But we forget they are human beings like ourselves. They deserve all that we also deserve. In the dream, the Lord Jesus Christ asked me to set up a home where after sprucing them on the streets, I'll send them there. I have paid for 2 plots of land in a town called Aikandoblo. It's near Amasaman. So that's where I want to start from. If I'll get a logistic support, I'm going to set up a home.
Mr. Emmanuel, no ne fe e bo modern wa je ncha ke je mo fe ba nye efe na kan je mo fe ba nye ke ni atamukuto mo ne ke hi.
When you treat these people nice, the good Lord richly blesses you because they have no one to care for them. So if you care for them and you show them love, hey, abundance of grace will be your portion.
Rise up this morning, smile with the rising sun. 3 little birds pitch by my doorstep, singing sweet songs of melodies pure and true, saying, this is my message to you. Singing, don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing is gonna be alright. Singing, don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing is gonna be alright.
How you use your data is up to you. With the best internet speeds, it's amazing what you can do on MTN.
Thank you very much for staying with us. Remember, the stories we've shown you today are part of a series of 10 heroes we're featuring over a 13-week period. We're honoring these men and women for the work they are doing in their communities. In the end, one of our heroes will receive 100,000 cedis to support their project. We'll also be honoring individuals such as musicians, media people, journalists, actors, actresses, and other celebrities who use their influence to improve society in our special awards campaign. Over the next few weeks, we'll feature their stories, showcasing the amazing work they are doing. For more information, follow us on our social media pages displayed at the bottom of your screen. This program is brought to you by the MTN Ghana Foundation. Next week on the MTN Heroes of Change, we're going up north to see how the resourcefulness of one brave woman has economically empowered hundreds of other women.